Yo, what is up, guys? I'm World Champion here. Really quick video. I just recently saw in the news Thomas Plekanec got traded to Toronto. So that's a huge deal, guys. For me, what do I think about this right away? Quick. Plekanec, he's a solid 50-point player right now. In his younger days, he was a 60-point player. I'm not sure if he ever made the 70-point mark, but he's a really good, talented player. I used to play with Saku back in the days. My favorite player growing up is Saku. But yeah, so just a little annotation there. So yeah, Plecky, 50-point player. I know him pretty well because I've watched him play since I think the 2002 season or something. I was really young when I started watching hockey. I was like 8 or like 9 or something. So yeah, for sure. Remember him. Growing up, he spent 15 years in Quebec playing for the Canadiens, so that's a huge thing to mention. It's really good because he's worth it. He's worth every single penny. At 50% off, they got him at 50%. So basically, what that means is you get him at half the contractual salary. So if you're a Leaf fan, you're looking at this. That's a pretty good thing, right? But there's also Baun, who's an AHL player, I believe, who's a part of this deal. But what the Canadiens get in return is Kerby Rychel. So there's him. There's another player. Let me just look this up real quick. Valiev, who's an AHL player, averaging about 20 points a season. Not too well, but Rychel, I like him. 100 minute season last year. 100 penalty minutes. Over 100 penalty minutes, actually, I should say. 50 points. I'm looking at it real quick. 52 points in 73 games. 19 goals. 33 assists. Minus 11, but they also play in the playoffs. 11 games. He got 5 points. He's a grinder type of player. He likes to grind the other team out. He hits hard. I believe he's a big boy, too. About 6'1", 213. Skates well. And I remember him from the 2013 draft because he was actually one of the players I like to keep an eye on. He got drafted first round, 19th overall by the Columbus Blue Jackets. I remember he got traded to Toronto. And I don't know part of which deal, but it was a deal that he got traded. So that's a pretty good one. And besides that, what else is there? Yeah, there's a second part of this deal too. So second round draft pick. That's pretty good. Toronto is doing pretty good this year. They're actually in the playoff position. So who knows where they're gonna end up? It might be a late second. It might be a mid second. I don't know if it's this year's draft or not. But anyways, that's a pretty good one right there. And besides, we need to get rid of Plecky's contract for whatever reason. Maybe Marc Bergevin, I should say. Maybe he has an idea of where we're heading 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Maybe this is part of his plan or something. Maybe he's going to open up some space and trade for another player where we could get more players at the deadline. But who knows? Maybe this is a deadline deal. Maybe this is a deadline deal for both teams, I'd say. But for Toronto, obviously, they're trying to make it a playoff push. So Plekanec is definitely going to help them in that. I know they're a division rival, but I do like the Toronto Maple Leafs. I've been to Toronto in October, or was it November? I don't remember. I think it was pretty much November or so. But I've been to Toronto, and they have a really good team right now. It's kind of rebuilt a little bit. They're in a playoff position, but they need better goaltending. They need better forwards, that's for sure. I mean, Phil Kessel's not there anymore. They've developed their team pretty well. They have a lot of prospects, and this is gonna help them out definitely. Plekanec is a playmaker. He's a two-way forward, and he's gonna help them out. As for the two other players, Valiev and Baun, are kind of irrelevant to this. I don't even want to look up Baun's stats. I'm not sure he's a great player or not. But they're AHL players. They're just going to help out the farm team right now. The big piece here is Rychel, a second, for Plecky at 50% off. So it's almost like a blockbuster deal here because there's a lot of things involved. But Rychel, I think, is the key player here on Toronto's side we're getting in return. So I like Rychel, and hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you got some ideas based off this trade right here. Pretty big trade. So guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this video, and peace out.